All right, let's see what we got here. Hopefully, you guys should be able to hear me. Hey, what's going on, party people? How's everyone doing out there? Hopefully, you guys are doing great. I go by the name of Lespri. Now, if this is your first time here, welcome. It's definitely a great pleasure to have you here. Now, I go by the name of Lespri, and I am a spiritual healer. And essentially, as a spiritual healer, what I do pretty much is that I help people to become Christ like, Buddha like, Krishna like. And what that simply means is that, I help you to attain your highest level of consciousness. Now, in this channel, to give is to receive, what I do actually is that I use what I call the power of words, to help you to increase your, or to help you to attain your highest level of consciousness. Now, when I'm talking about the power of words, it's important for me to explain, to let you know exactly what I mean by that, right? Because most people, generally speaking, when they talk about words or the magic of words, we always talk about the intention behind it, or for the most part, we'll say, the meaning of a word, and certain words are bad and whatever. But for me, that's not what I'm talking about at all. You know what I'm saying? What I'm really referring to, like, let's just say, when we're talking about the magic of words, it's just certain things that, it's the quality of the word. I'm talking about, and when I'm talking about the quality of the words, it's just the little subtle things that the words are able to do. That, let's just say, if you had a concept, or if you have a meaning of a word, that wouldn't be. I mean, it just wouldn't be enough. Think about it this way, and that's when I also realized, when you look at poetry, you look at quotes, proverbs, old saying, wise saying, they go by many different names. But if you look at all these things they're all different respectively, but their structure is what makes them what they are. So when you look at poetry, or when you listen to a quote, it could either be a motivational quote, and inspirational quote, or even enlightened quotes. What you'll notice, it's not necessarily what is being. It's what is being said, but it's also how it's being said that truly makes the difference. So I'm saying that to say, when we're talking about words, it isn't necessarily the knowledge, or the, let's just say, the objective meaning of a word, or the logic that we use in words that truly make words what it is. But it's that subtle quality in terms of how you saying it that makes you stand out. If that was the case, think about it this way too. If that was the case, scientists would have been great speakers. It takes a certain element for, that great speakers have. We use, let's just say, rhyme and reason for association purposes, because we understand, it might be easier for you to remember depending on how we say it, or even sometimes singing as you talking, all of that stuff. It's more than just, having, let's just say, an objective definition or fucking intention behind the word. So the true magic of word really take place in those quotes, in poetry. It really takes place it really comes down to how you say things, not necessarily, objectively what you're saying. And that's what I call the power of words. And for me, and when that happens too, it automatically bypass your subconscious, your conscious mind. That's when you could hear a quote, right in there, you are connected to it. Whereas if I was using that same quote, but yet I'm explaining it to you logically, it just wouldn't do the same effect on you. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? So the true power of words, man, is how you fucking say shit. And that's why speakers are known as they are known. Like when you listen to, even, let's just say, some of the Jesus speech, the way it's being said. So that's the true power of words. And in addition to that, it automatically, that's how when you listen to a quote, you could either feel inspired depending on the nature of the quote itself, inspired, or even enlightened, just the way, pretty much everything I just said. So you get to experience that, and it just happened to you in a way, I mean, so unexpectedly. It hits you a certain way, like, or I mean, there's a certain way to cut. I mean, it's just so magical. It's so, I mean, to me, that's the magic of, that's what I call, the power of the words. So in this channel, we use those quotes, and I expand on them. And here's something else too about those quotes is that they are fully loaded with fucking information. Not just the way things are being said, but in addition to that, and it's a lot that is being said that is not being said, but yet, I mean, I hope I'm not confusing you, but this is how fully loaded those statements are. That's why when you see a quote, you can see how profound the quote is. You could feel like, the body of wisdom. And you also get to witness how the words are acting on you. So the word is actually live. Well, at least for me. You know what I'm saying? Because certain quote that I write, I mean, that I not just write, but I also read. It's like, God damn, I gotta take a break. I have to digest it all. But anyway, so that's what we do here on this channel, to give is to receive. And so we talked about the quote, the power of the words. And also, here's something else too, as a disclaimer, just so you guys know. A lot of my quotes, or those quotes that I use, that's like my thing personally, like I always tell people, wisdom is wisdom regardless of where it comes from. The truth coming out of a 5-year-old mouth versus a 40-year-old, I mean, the truth is the truth, man. The truth is the truth. And so with that being said, a lot of those quotes come from different Buddhism, voodoo, like fucking, well, lately I've been very much on I Ching. So the quote that I'll be talking about tonight, shit, I don't even fucking remember the quote. But anyway, I'll get there shortly. But the quote that I'm going to be talking about tonight, it's actually from, the I Ching. And these guys, man, let me just say, oh my God. Oh my God. The level of, like for me, I've been using those quotes as a meditation. Because I really delve more into it, and anyway, so yeah, so that's pretty much it. So that's pretty much what we do here. And by the way, I also have another channel which is just go by the name of Lespri, and what we do there is technically the same thing. However, like over here, I use those quotes, whereas on the other channel, it is what it is. It is what it is. Like, you get to see me smoking my hookah, having my little bit of drink, and then we're having this conversation. So, but anyway, but ultimately, spirituality, I mean, is ultimately what, I am a spiritual healer. And a big chunk of what I do in my work, pretty much, or my devotion, is to get you to see it like it as it truly is, which is part of your life, which is your life, not even part of your life. Not like you have this part and there's another part. Spirituality is your essence. It's your life. And the more you get to know about your nature, and of course, but anyway, not gonna spend too much time on that. Check out the other channel if you want to know, because I part of my routine on that other channel is that I like to take the time pretty much and expend more on what spirituality is and things of that sort. But I figured I'll be a little bit different over here. Alright? So, with no further ado, let's delve into what we're going to be talking about here tonight, because this is a good one. Oh my God. You see, I'm already pumped. let's see if I could do some justice with this thing here. Hold up, hold up. What was the name? Okay, so staying true to our essential. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let me start over. So, if staying true to our essential nature, we can make no mistake. Let me say that again. Let me say that again. Like, this is already fucking me up. if we, if staying true to our essential nature, if staying true to our essential nature, we can make no mistakes. I gotta close this thing now. We good. I got it from here. Man, I've been pretty much meditating on that for like the past couple of days, right? And seeing how deep that is. I mean, well, I don't even know where to actually start. You know what I'm saying? So let's start with the part that says if we're staying true to our essential nature, you know, we can make no mistakes. Now, for you to truly understand this, you have to understand your nature. Because obviously, there's a direct connection between you not making mistakes and your nature. And I also want you to keep in mind, just like Jesus said, be perfect as our Father in heaven is. So you have to understand what that is. So, contrary to popular beliefs, you know, the way we look at ourselves, of course, we also always say that we are not perfect. But what we're truly saying by us not being perfect is that we're not flawless. Meaning, you know, you're not just going to pick up a guitar and start playing it. You know, you got to practice. Your finger's going to, you know what I'm saying, it's going to hurt you. You're going to have to build those fingertips. Oh, yes, you will. Trust me, you will. You know what I'm saying? But as part of the process, and regardless of what kind of skills that you have too, you still have to practice it. So a lot of us, because of our nature, we're looking at it from a different perspective. You know, so we tend to say that we're not perfect because we have to learn things. We tend to say we're not perfect because for you to succeed, you got to fail. You see, this is what we need to change. It's that mentality that we need to change, because now we're looking at it from a painful perspective, from a hurtful perspective, from, you know, not truly from a higher perspective. Because the higher perspective is this: your failure is your success. For you to succeed, you have to fail. That's part of our nature. That doesn't make it bad. There's nothing bad about it. That's just the way we are. You know? And that's why, too, like, everything that is about us, we don't embrace it. Like, change is all around us. But yet, when we're talking about God, we always want to say God doesn't change, which is true, because the one thing that doesn't change about God is that it always changes. But anyway, so we look at, you know, everything about us, we just look at it from a shallow perspective. I mean, what's wrong with, let's just say, we went from summer and now we're going to get into fall? I mean, you get to try different clothes, man. Like, what the fuck? Like, I mean, how bad is that? Do you understand what I'm saying? And a lot of people, now, when you understand your essential nature, again, I feel like I'm already saying it to you. You cannot make any mistakes, because now, I mean, just like they say, which is facts, you fail when you stop trying. Why? Because that is our nature. You got to keep trying. Nobody gets it right the first time. And even when you get it right, guess what? You're still going to have to make it yours. That's when you master it, making it part of your routine, part of your life. Just like brushing your teeth means nothing to you now. You had to master it. That's what mastering is. You made it part of your regular routine. So that's why it's important for us to understand our nature, our true nature, and to embrace it. Not to look at it, not trying to suppress it because we make mistakes. Now, if you're looking at perfection from that perspective, I mean, none of us is. And probably never will. But if you're looking at perfection in terms of, let's just say, you being born twice, meaning you have grasped your physical and your mental part came together, now that is true perfection. This is you now acknowledging the physical aspect of you as well as your spiritual aspect. It's the yin and the yin. Your lower self and the higher self coming together. That's what balance is. Your intellect and your emotions comes together to give you a broader perspective. That's perfection. See, balance doesn't mean half and half. Balance, for you to be balanced, you have to embody it all. Not by suppressing nothing. But anyway, I'm saying all of that to say understanding our nature is key. And there's a lot to our nature. The one thing about spirituality that I realize, and a lot of people sometimes think, you got to come up, it's to explain the unexplained. I mean, not really. If you're looking at it from that perspective, then you're falling short. True understanding and true spirituality is to have a deeper understanding of what's already in front of you. Because it could be unexplained, but it's right in front of you. So what you truly need to do, you need to tap into it, meaning that's when you have to go inward, understanding your nature that would allow you now to have a deeper understanding of what's around you. The Indian called this world Maya. And what that means is, it's exactly what we go through in this world. It's the illusion. Maya means illusion, meaning the world that we're living in, it's not what it appears to be, or there is more to what it looks like. That's why, let's just say, to get to know somebody, yes, you could see my face, you see what I look like, my facial whatever the fuck, but yet there's a lot more to me than that. So for you to know me, it's not enough for you to know what I look like. You got to know my character, what kind of person I am. See, this is how you become whole, by seeing this and understanding that there is more to what you see. And this is our reality. That's what makes this a fucking illusion. In life, right? What you see, it came out of you are the product of your own actions. Your thoughts determine your reality. You change your mind, you get to see a lot more in this reality that was always around that you didn't see. I mean, in one way, I understand the explanation of the unexplained, but the bottom line is this: is that it's already in front of you. So what we truly need to do, that's where we need to change our perspective. We need to elevate. You are the beholder. That's when it's important for you now to adopt a Godhead mentality. That's where the Holy Ghost comes in. That's where the Holy Spirit comes in. That is the spirit that would allow you to see things the way God would see things. That's why God will send you the Holy Spirit. You need to understand this. And again, what this is referring to is how you're looking at it. It's giving you that 2020 that you need for you to see things as beyond the veil. That's where consciousness comes in. That's where I come in too. And that's why, as a spiritual healer, all I'm doing is holding the mirror of wisdom for you to see yourself. And if we're going back to the power of words, that's why this is more than fucking logic. Logic and, being a scientist, whatever the fuck, that's why, again, I mean, if that was the case, the philosophers would have been what those speakers are. That's what the priests do. That's what we do. We understand that. And if you read the book, the Egyptians Book of the Dead, it's a poetry book. I Ching too. You know what I'm saying? Oh man. Do you see what I'm saying? So again, this is also to go back to trying to show you our nature. It takes more than logic for us to tap into certain things. That's why you need to meditate. Einstein said some of the realest shit. This nigga said, you cannot solve a problem with the same mind that created it. Do you know what he's technically asking you? To tap into something else in you. That's what your meditation would help you with. When you open up your third eye, you open up, like you're becoming more receptive to energy, to wisdom, to messages, to energies. That's why spirituality is a practical matter. I mean, do you realize when you go from let me use myself as an example. I had my master's, right? So having a master's, although I know how to read and write, I still had a teacher to teach me. But what exactly was that teacher teaching me? It wasn't reading or writing, because I had already had that. So I'm saying that to say, and that's why when you go from, 8th grade, whatever grade that you go in, your teacher is helping you to make sense, to understand the letter. Because you have to be at the level for you to understand it, Does that make any sense? Again, practical matter. It's just a matter of you having a deeper understanding or a quality understanding of who you are or how you operate, your essential nature. Do you understand what I'm saying? Oh my God. Listen, man. It's on the house. That's what I do. That's my job. Don't worry about it. That's why I'm here. I'm here for this. That's my job. So again, that's why, man, and not just that. To go back to the whole illusion thing, right? Then you realize that's why you guys have to understand this. And I always talk about this too. What's that guy name? I can't recall his name. But he talked about, not the rich dad, poor dad guy. Think and grow rich. What this guy did, he went and interviewed people who had money so he could understand their mentality. I want you to understand this. So technically, what he was doing, because he was also doing God's work, because this is doing God's work too. Anything that helps you to elevate, to give you a deeper understanding of what the reality that you're living in, and yet the reality is right in front of you. Have you ever got to realize certain things that you used to hear all the time, but you never quite understood it? I know for me, like at one point, I used to hear that a lot. It's almost like, life is funny too, man. It's almost like I think it was being instilled in me, and ironically now I'm the one saying it. Like, I used to hear all the time, man, if you want to love somebody else, you gotta love yourself. I'm like, what? And I see a lot of people don't get it because I know that I didn't get it. Because what that is talking about pretty much, loving yourself allows you become conscious of certain things. You take accountability. You become conscious of your divine qualities. And because of that, now when you look at somebody else, you're not, what I'm saying, which is different from being selfish. Selfish, you're not concerned about any inner qualities. You just want to get this for, I mean, shit. You probably even, I mean, you don't care about who's told you stepping into, because you're not worried about their how they feel. You just worry about getting that external benefit, not how other people would feel. That's why you have your criminals. You have all types of people doing different things to people because they don't care about how these people feel. That's what I call, this is the state of mind that you are worshiping idols. Whereas when you love yourself, so again, I'm saying that to say pretty much understanding your nature, your essential nature. Because a lot of us, and here's something else too, a lot of us are ignorant to who we are. And what ignorance is separation. You have a half understanding of who you are. Meaning everything, the way you look at yourself, you only see yourself from a physical perspective. And that's why a lot of you will not thrive. You will not elevate. Because just like Jesus said, for, a man, you can't live of just dick and pussy. Knowledge, that's why you send your school. I'm guessing that's probably the reason why we would send our kids to school, for them to become better. But this is also where you also need to understand the nature of knowledge too. What type of knowledge are they getting? Because how they're being shaped is, what I'm saying? That's how a lot of you're living in a society where you don't know who you are. You are living yourself based on who you should be. And because of that, that is the very foundation of everything that we're going through. That's why people are keeping up with the Joneses. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers are killing other people just, for money. You ain't getting none of my shit. If you do, best believe you're gonna eat shit. Y'all gonna return everything back. Trust me. Watch. Don't believe me, just watch. But anyway, that was just random. I just have to make sure. Cause here's something else too, people. I got all kind of people watching me. I'm speaking to the whole fucking universe. I gotta make sure everybody get theirs. I'm just making sure everybody get theirs. But anyway, and for those of you that I'm gonna be like the gospel to some, and unfortunately, I listen. It's perfect. That's what my art is. You know what I'm saying? I can't be good to everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I embrace it. There's gonna be some other people. Oh my God. And you haven't even seen no part of me yet. I can't be good to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Especially when nobody's being good to me. But it's all good. It's all good. It's all good, baby. It's all good. Y'all gonna find out. But anyway. Lovingly too. You know what I'm saying? With my heart open. You know what I'm saying? I will do what needs to be done. Anyway. And I'm doing it too. But anyway. So understanding our nature is, man, it's a must. Do you see what I'm saying? So how do you? And that's what Jesus was also talking about too, man. Like, what would it gain for you to have all that kind of money? You don't even know you. You have no connection to your soul, man. That money means nothing. Like I always tell people, fame, all that shit is secondary, bro. And this is facts. I'm not even saying this just to sound good or anything like that. I mean, it has nothing to do with that. That's why, like, you know what I'm saying? I hope I don't come across like this motivational bullshit. Well, not to call it bullshit. I mean, I appreciate the brothers who actually does it. You know what I'm saying? They fiery, they giving you all that shit. But for me, it's the real shit for me. Do you see what I'm saying? It's the facts. You know what I'm saying? And for us to truly understand those facts, that's when you got to go beyond what you see. And that's what makes this world a world of illusion. Now, for you to be saved, you got to have the Christ spirit. Becoming Christ-like, Buddha-like, or you have to wake up again or be being born twice. That's what this is talking about. Now, the second time, now that you're being born, what's taking place is that you are acknowledging other aspect about you. That is more than what maybe you thought you knew about you. That's why you do your meditation. That's why you got to open up your third eye. That's why you have to balance your chakra. And I will be talking about that too. But the chakras are just a whole different. Oh my God, it's so complex. I'll find a way to. Well, anyway, don't worry about it. I got you. Don't worry about it. But anyway, but the bottom line is this though. You know, again, our essential nature. I mean, we are. I mean, that's why, you know, in voodoo, we call ourselves mystère. You are the mystery, man. The mystery is you. And what you're doing is solving your own mystery by realizing your strength, going through life, elevation. Yeah, I mean, the transformation. I mean, it's just it's something to live for. It's something to literally live for. And that's why this knowledge is for the livings. So now the consciousness that you're looking to awaken in you, it's not, you know, the fact that's why, again, you know, in one of my last recording, I was talking about when biology is taught, it's the science of life. I mean, what life are you talking about? And if you're looking to identify, let's just say, the living entities versus the non-living ones, what do you mean? Because colors are fucking alive. That's why when you walk into a room, there's a certain atmosphere, that there's a bunch of shit. Do you see what I'm saying? And as you now to become conscious, as you are alive, you breathing, you know what I'm saying? You need to awaken some. That's why it's called awakening. That's the Christ consciousness. That is your essential nature that you need to know. That's the work. You have nothing else to do but that. Everything else is secondary, or it's being manifested through that. Your success, whatever the fuck, it's through your godhood or your godhead mentality. So for you to understand our nature, because I feel like I was making a great point when I was mentioning, you know, I mean, this is all connected too, because we're talking about the Christ consciousness, that other aspect of you that has to be awakened. You know, and also I talked about, because I'm trying to help you to make the connection. That's the consciousness that we're talking about here. And that is the part of you that's going to set you free from material bondage. Now, I'll give you a perfect example. I know for me, oh, death, where's your victory? There's no death, because I know my essence. I mean, there is death, but not in the way that most of you look at it. Most of you look at death as a hard stop. That's it. No. That's why we say transition. But how would you would know that too if you have the ability to speak to the ones that are no longer in this physical body. Oh, they are around us. Trust and believe. Trust and believe, man. Again, this is our reality. We are the mystery. We are part of the mystery. Our essence. It's when you understand your essence, then you understand there's nothing supernatural. It's all natural. And like, come on, man. Knowing your essence is gonna set you free. Now you'll never be able to fucking make a mistake because now you are flowing with nature. Let me help you to understand because that's what what I'm saying. That's how you escape karma too. You can only do so by becoming Christ-like. Think about it this way. When Denzel played, who the fuck did he play? And this nigga played Malcolm X, right? For Denzel to stop no longer acted or act, he had to tap into Malcolm X. Because the minute he did that, he's no longer acting. He's being him. That's why when you allow the Spirit of God to take over your body, that's what it means. The Spirit of God, which is the Godhead mentality, you embody it, then now you're no longer acting as you, but you're acting as God now. Your obstacles are no longer obstacle. Now you see an opportunity in it because all around you, that's the way things are. And just so you guys know too, that's why, do you notice a lot of people like in the Bible story, Joseph, who else? I mean, there's always some sort of tribulations that you got to go through before you go into your breakthrough. God always act in the bad, like when you think shit's getting bad, that's the miracle is right in it. Oh, that's why, baby, I embrace it all. I remember this one time I was doing DoorDash, right? I was trying to get some little extra money, you know what I'm saying? And then my car broke down in the middle of the street. Man, shit. You thought I was gonna get, man, I came out this shit, pushed the shit to the side, and to add insult to injury now, and then it started raining on top of it. My whole fucking life. Listen, man. Yo, I was illegally adopted. Facts. I was pretty much human trafficked. I'm the one, I took myself out. But I'm saying that to say, the shit that these people had to put me through, that I had to overcome. And on top of it, not knowing it was all orchestrated, because that's how they were, having control over me. So everybody plays a part. So they were surrounded. It was the Truman Show. My life's no more though. It's my show. It's always been my show too. They just didn't know that. They were they were living in my manifestation. That story was for my glory and my Father's glory. But anyway, I'm saying that to say, it's almost like just when you think, oh man, all right, so I became conscious, and then now, nigga, you were trafficked. Like, what the fuck? Do I gotta break up in this bitch? Besides living a Cinderella life, then you realize all these fuckers, man, organized criminal, like Jesus. But anyway, I'm saying all of that to say, and just to show you the illusion and how the breakthrough happens, and why it's important for you to have a godlike mentality. Because in nature, when these things are taking place, that's how it happens. You gotta walk. I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, nigga, and I fear no evil. Do you understand? That's what understanding your nature does. Adopting a Godhead mentality. This is God's act. I am the proof, man. Come on, man. We make the weak stronger. We give sights to the blinds. The one who are paralyzed are now walking. Come on, man. Listen, this is. Mm, 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 mm. You understand what I'm saying? Come on, man. This is something to live for. I mean, I hope. Listen, man. That's why we have to embrace. There's no fucking mistakes, man. When you be on God's speed, and that's how you get out of karma because you're no longer acting. I'm no longer acting. Once you see it's what it is. In fact, I know I have to materialize that state of mind. Just like Denzel had to become Malcolm X or Jamie Foxx for Ray, and that was a hell of a fucking performance too. That's how you gotta live in Christ. See, again, when you understand your nature, because you are the product of your environment. As a man thinketh, so he is. So that's why you don't want, you want to know your nature. You have to know your, oh, what the fuck? Like, how do you drive a car? I mean, you don't have to be a mechanic, but you got to know battery. You got to know the gas pedal, like the brake. I mean, how to turn on the light, turn off the lights. I mean, that's what I'm talking about here. You ain't got to be no fucking mechanic, man. But you got to know something. You know what I'm saying? For you to, if you know what I'm saying, for you to thrive. So that's why when you understand that about you, and if anybody understand that, you gotta have knowledge. Knowledge is your survival kit. Understanding, wisdom, consciousness. Because what the guy was doing by helping you to understand how rich people think, is to give you a different perspective, a different outlook on shit. And that's why he had to tell the story a certain way, because just being logic, it's not going to be enough. Again, going back to the power of words, we always understood that shit. It's how you say shit. And then in the mix of it, we may use associations. You know how people rhyme sometimes just to, just so you remember that. Why do you think rap music, or lyricism, it's so, it's upheld at a very high level? I mean, the word itself. I mean, me being a priest, what the fuck do you think I deal with? Come on, man. Know your essential nature. It's essential. It's essential to your survival, man. For you to thrive. So again, to see, this is how deep that statement is. Because at first it could throw you off by saying you cannot make any mistakes, or you can make no mistake. Because you would probably say to yourself, due to popular beliefs, we all make mistakes. And shit. Righteously so. But what they're talking about here, this is not even a fucking mistake because that's part of your nature. The guy who he got it. I can't recall his name. The electric bulb guy. It's not Henry Ford. I mean, his story was probably very similar too, but his attitude towards the fact that he was not able to figure it out yet, and then when they asked him, what he said was, "Nah, it was different ways that I learned. No wonder why he made it. That's why you never give up. Learn how to deal with your pain. You don't pray for you not to have any pain. There's no growth. You pray for the heart to sustain that shit, to conquer your pain. You never pray for the stilling of your pain, but you need the heart to conquer it. That's what you should be asking God for. And anybody who truly understands God too will tell you, just like the Sufis have this thing where they talk about, I asked God for wisdom and then he gave me problems for me to solve. You see, that's the mentality. Once you start to adapt that type of mentality, then you're flowing. Now you're on God's time because that's how the universe works. In fact, the Kabbalion, which I strongly recommend, says it best. To understand the mental nature of the universe, man, you are well on your way. Man, you there. Because that's what you need to mimic into your life. But you do it by having that understanding. That's why your vision is your created reality. And when we're talking about your vision, it's what you see. Because we all have different visions. And I'm not talking about going to sleep, having a vision. No. Your understanding is your vision. It's how you see in this reality. It's how you see life. And if your vision is limited, well, your perspective of life is gonna be it's gonna be just that. So that's why it doesn't pay. The minute you have a one-sided perspective, you lost. And that one-sided, if you're looking at this life, let's just say it's about you going to school, getting a degree, and getting a house, paying taxes, and if that's all it is, cool. But just know there's a lot more to life than that, though. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot more to life than that. And that's when that's why I always tell people too, man, it's important for you to go beyond your culture too. Because it conditions you to think a certain way. You do not want to be one-sided. You can even see it too when you look at those political parties. What do you see? Two one-sided ideas, theatrics. The understanding is never going to be solid. You're not going to have the overall perspective, even as a person, because you choosing this over that one, whereas both of them have some good shit and some bad shit. Why not pick all the good shit then? And guess what happens when you do that? If you were to do that, you wouldn't identify yourself with neither a fucking Democrat or a fucking Republican. You would be whole. So again, understanding your essential nature. You see, the true mistake is you not knowing who you are. That's where the ignorance comes in totality. I should say. And again, as you should already, well, I mean, I didn't mention it, to see yourself just from a physical perspective is not to even see yourself at all. That's why in the occult, we help you to understand your subconscious mind. That's why when you go see a shrink, the shrink is helping you to identify things that you don't even see about you. Tell me what hurt you. Tell me about your childhood. How did you feel? How did that make you act? Whatever the fuck their processes are. The whole idea is to help you to become conscious of what you're not conscious of. Yet, you're not conscious of it. That's why, for you to truly understand what's in front of you, you got to go behind. You're going to have to go beyond it. Only when you see beyond it, that's why again, that's why you have to seek the kingdom of God. And the people, and that's why when Jesus said, I mean, you don't even understand what's in front of you, they won't. And which is true. That's because you don't have God in your life. Because what God does, it expands your consciousness. It's a deeper aspect of us. You call it whatever you want to call it. Call it somewhere, is somewhere looking at us. But I'm talking about the effect of that in us, in our lives. That's why it takes two for you to tango. That's why if you believe in Muslim and I believe in fucking Jesus, your Muslim mean nothing to me. Just like my Jesus would mean nothing to you. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? It takes two for everything. That's why it's hard for you to dissociate yourself from God. I mean, if you don't want to say you're perfect as he is, I get it. I get it. It's very sensitive. But you are created at his image. Well, shit. I mean, if God is what you're saying he is, and you just being created from his image alone should do the work for you. See, for me, I'm good with that. So I'm claiming God all day long. If you saying he's that powerful, then that's all you need. See, you're looking at the bullshit. You're looking at it wrong. To the pure, all is pure. You see, this is not a matter of perspective. That's why I always tell people spirituality is a practical matter. Your life, what you know determines your life. Now, when we're talking about perspective, generally speaking, there is a difference, right? So I could have, I have my perspective. I know the differences. I am the perceiver, and then the thing that is being perceived. I mean, that sounds good, but your reality, it's not that. I mean, that exists too around us, but your reality is your subjectivity. That's why life is what you make it. This is again your essential nature. You cannot act like God if you don't think like God, or if God is not, it's not part of your life. Do you understand what I'm saying? However you looking, I mean, it's all the same. You pick whichever one makes you feel better. But there's no growth in us without God. There's no elevation. So that's why for me, shit, like even if God didn't exist, I would create him. It's in my advantage. I mean, it benefit me any fucking way because I understand my nature. We all need to be inspired by something, and it's whatever that you're inspired by that also elevates you. When you look up to the sky, look at it again. Then you'll see it's you projecting yourself. And we all, when we look up, we always have this thing. Yeah, our projection. Do you see what I'm saying? Again, spirituality is a practical matter, guys. This is not a, you know what I'm saying, my fucking ideas, or, it's something, wow. No. And if you're looking at it from that perspective, that's because you are ignorant. And again, that statement, I mean, it's all connected. Because this shit is deep, man. Like, knowing your essential nature, you can make no mistake. Because now and you'll see anybody who have, like, for me, I'll give you I mean, it's nothing that I didn't have. If the shit I needed to remove, it's the same thing with you. It's not to explain the fucking unexplained, that's exactly what we do too, but it's not being done in a way of it's by looking at what's in front of us. So what we truly need to do is to have is to be awakened. That awakening, which is us being born again, those fresh, just to look at it differently. Now you're looking at things from a God perspective. And that's the sight you need. And that's the sight I'm helping. That's the sight that I'm giving over here. You tell them what you see. That's the level of understanding that would also expand your reality. Because now you're able to see more. And the more you see, now that you're looking beyond the veil, you're being set free, baby. Come home. There's many homes in my homes, man. There's many homes in my homes. Come home. But anyway, I mean, shit. I could keep on going here, man. But understanding your essential nature, I mean, it is very important. I mean, even for your own sake. When you understand, I'll give you a perfect example, right? Because of me, right? Because I understand, if I didn't keep walking or keep failing and keep trying to walk, I wouldn't be walking right now. So my attitude towards learning new shit, I'm open to it. I already know. I mean, shit. I'm now even the way I'm approaching it from a different way. That is, nigga. Like, I'll learn it even faster. Trust me. So what you're seeing in the Matrix when they downloading, let me learn how to do this. They understand those are different. Exactly. That is our essence. Once you understand that, you already flowing already. Because now you understand if you're going to learn how to play the fucking piano, if you were to get, let's just say, stressed out a little bit, then oh man, let me just take a break. And that's when you understand that too. In fact, you might even become passionate about it. To be honest, let's make some more mistakes. Let me try this key. Let me try that key. Let me put all of it together. The sooner you understand that, then you understand what the fuck is a note. It's the same shit. Because ultimately, you know what I'm saying, you're going to have to make that piano or that guitar yours. Where now, like for me, you know what I'm saying, when I'm moving my hands with the strings, it becomes natural. But that's what it takes. So when you understand your nature from, when you understand that essential nature of yours, and that's just one part of yourself. Already you already in harmony already. Your attitudes is it's already changing. That's why you need to adopt a Godhead mentality for you to understand your nature. That's what the Holy Spirit is. That's why it's Trinity in one. You are the Son, the Father, and the Holy Spirit. Obviously the Son, because whatever the case, you're getting it from the Father. But there's a connection with, you are the Son. And then now the fucking Holy Spirit. Do you get it now? But that Holy Spirit, what the fuck are they talking about? That's what being born twice is. Now you have awakened another consciousness, level of consciousness in you. You have unlocked it. See, these are practical matter. And as you're going through that path, and guess what? You're going to learn how to walk again, just like a child. And then, you know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. Just keep going. Because I had to speak as a child. Now, it's just a different situation. And then the relationship between the teacher and the student never stopped. The child and the adult. Do you see what I'm saying? It's all you. So you are the Alpha and the Omega. Do you understand? Like that's what would make the Bible a fucking manual. Not just the Bible, all of those sacred texts. You got to make sense out of it. Look at it as musical notes. When you read the Bible or any type of sacred text or the occult, those are musical notes. You got to play it. You guys are talking about the notes, but you're not playing it. It's different. I could, shit. They not like us, right? I could give you the whole rhythm, the whole everything, now play it. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's the difference. And this is where, you got to breathe life into the letters. You got to make it make sense. It's there to serve you. But anyway, there's so much to talk about, But anyway, I guess I'm definitely going to leave it here. So understand and this is also saying so much. There's so much that's being said here, bro. Like, so fucking much. Because understanding your nature, you're not making, you can't make no mistakes. He's also, that's what being in water is. To flow. And this is what's being said, but that's not being said. Because you can't just flow just by flowing. I know Bruce Lee said it, but Bruce, come on, nigga. Be like water, I get it. It's to adapt that mentality. I know what he was talking about. But I know a lot of people that hears that don't fucking get it. That's why in life, shit, you gotta take the good and the bad, baby. Oh shit. So I know for me, I've been taking a whole bunch of bads. But it's all good though. You see me? It's all good though. But the pendulum swings. Do you see what I'm saying? The first should be last and the last would be first. Understand this. Even the people who was doing everything that they were doing to me, the lying, the fucking abuse, mental, physical, all that kind of shit, sabotaging my life, literally. Think about it. Life is already hard in itself. Then you have motherfuckers that are sabotaging your life on purpose. Shit, you want to talk about injustice? You want to talk about these motherfuckers being criminals? Mm. For 40 years, bro. For 40 years. Over 40 years. I'm none of your business. Well, shit, I don't even know my own fucking age anyway. It doesn't matter anyway. But for the metric that I was given, so it just the first will always be last, and the last shall be first. That's listen when you adopt that mentality. You know what I'm saying? You had to. That's why that's what's being shown when you're looking at the Jesus story, Buddha story, Krishna story, the trials and tribulations you had to go through, the Joseph and all that shit. You know, for you to become Christ-like. Oh, this ain't nothing funny, dog. You're gonna have to carry your own cross. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're gonna have to jump. You gotta carry your own cross, man. But anyway, going back, just to summarize real quick, you know, just so you guys have a better, like that quote, like that shit fucked me up personally, you know. And here's the thing too, like I'm rewarding myself as I'm sharing this with you, like, and this is what I love about it. And I definitely get it too. Like that's the type of water you would need to drink. I mean, the source is in you. So that's why even for me, as I'm talking about it, I'm still amazed by it. I'm still amazed by it. Like this shit's coming out of my mouth. Like what the fuck? And to talk about this, that's why I always tell people, man, this is rewarding in itself for me. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. I'm good. I'm good. So again, the key thing here, you know, it's not it's to walk that that narrow path, not to go with the popular beliefs or understanding, because the popular understanding is, ironically, is looking at it from is the illusion. You have to see it for yourself. You have to develop your own inner vision. And that entails, now for you to build your consciousness, it's also by meditation. Or, you know, open up your third eye. That's why we understand these things. That's why a lot of us spiritual masters, we do rituals. Because we understand how that works in your psyche. Even when I was talking about the power of words, like in African fucking tradition, these niggas, this is an old tradition. It goes from mouth to mouth. And it never loses its fucking essence. Do you understand that? For you to remember your alphabet right now, you know how to sing it. A, B, C. See, this is not logic. There's no logic here. It's what works. It's to have a deeper understanding of your nature. And that's what us, the true alchemist, the true scientist, that's what we know. That's why the shit that I do here, I'm not here to philosophize. This is not, you know, like, get the fuck out of here with this shit. That's why my conversation here, this is what you're gonna get. This is not to be socially accepted. This is not to, you know what I'm saying? No. It's true enlightenment. And goddamn it, fuck or saying fuck, not saying fuck, saying nigga, none of that means nothing to it. Once you understand it now, that's why it's always, do you realize, like, the more, well, let me just say it for me. I know for me, the more, ironically, the more developed I become, the more I just don't give a fuck. And by giving a fuck is, I don't know, man. I could talk to you just who the fuck gives a fuck? Let's talk some nigga shit. Here's a fuck. Here's a fuck. Who do I need to prove myself to? Let me know. I'm waiting. You know what I'm saying? To who? Who? But the fucking truth, though. And this is what I'm talking to you about. But anyway, just to summarize, guys, man, this was such a fucking fully loaded statement. I mean, at first, I know, like, so, but again, understanding our nature, and not suppressing your physical aspect. I'm saying embracing that, and then you also get to understand your subconscious mind. Like there is so much more to us than that's where like those spiritual laws comes in. That's why people do certain rituals. That's why when you go from the ninth or the 10th or whatever grade you come from, you go into another grade, you're still gonna need a teacher. Do you not know how to read or write? Yes, you do. But your vision is not there. The teacher is there to give you the vision, and then now with your homework and what you're reading now, it's making sense because he's helping you to tap into it. That's why you can't approach this from a logical perspective. And that's the quality of of the word or words that I'm speaking of. That's the magic of it. And this is why too I strongly recommend if there's gonna be a shortcut, if there's one, because I don't think so. But this is the closest thing to it. Quotes in general. Let yourself go in it. And the amount of wisdom too. Man, could save you sometimes. You could learn, come on now. Come on. And not to mention, the beauty that it comes with, as you start to adapt those quotes and as you start knowing them. I know for me, like at one point, oh man, I used to talk this shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? I always gotta leave you with something. Don't worry, I got you though. You see what I'm saying? And here's this is the polarity that we need to embrace for you to understand yourself. It's the physical self and the non-physical part of you. Just like we say, what may break your heart could open up your vision, though. You see, how can something so painful also be so good? Because it's giving you something that you didn't have. Do you see how things are being said? The magic in how things are being said, not necessarily, what I'm saying, what is being said. Although it does, you got to take that into account because how things are being said is truly what's being said. Anyway, let me not go there with you. I love this shit. I fucking love it. But anyway, and I get to interact with those different concepts too, and I get to analyze them, seeing them, and oh man, like my involvement. I mean, I hope you could see. It's like I'm bouncing with all the words around me, the concept, the understanding. Anyway, our true nature, man. And that's what when you understand that. I mean, is the physical even physical anymore? And that's what quantum physics now telling you niggas about, what I'm saying, energies all around you. And when you do that, and that's how you transcend. That's the transition. Transition. Not Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, it is without death. As you're going through life, you that transition, and you're seeing different reality as you're experiencing this reality. Oh, we are magical, baby. Claim your magic. you know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had a couple people who didn't think I was a true. They fake magicians. Give me more. Give me more. Give me more, man. Like I'm waiting for the best, your best shot, guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm just sitting down. Give me your best shot. Hmm. Try it. Try it. Some motherfuckers would probably punch their fucking laptop or telephone right now. Can't touch this, babe. You ain't bullying no fucking body, nigga. Fuck out of here. I'll bully the bullies. Don't get weak on me now. We're not gonna go weak, man. Now we're keeping that. Listen, we're going the distance. I'm loving this. I am loving this. Yeah, but your days are numbered, though. Don't worry about it. Very much numbered. But anyway, again, it's the whole journey, the experience. The awakening, the epiphanies, the downloads, the revelations. I mean, it's what you're gonna go through as you delving into your nature. Your own nature is your treasure, and once you find that, man, listen, you can make no mistake. Because now you truly flowing. Now you truly become God's act. Just like I told them. It's God's act. Literally. You fucking with me, you fucking with God, nigga. I sink. Mali.